A little introduction to what we're doing today with THL product.
Okay, sure.
You have lots of camper vans now for lots of people, and I've actually worked with them with most of them for over 10 years myself, booking them. So I'm rather familiar with them. But there's a heck of a lot of people out here, I know when they get in touch with me, do not know what's going on.
That's right.
And they're absolutely scared to death. So let's take a little of that fear away. What do you think?
Lovely. That's right.
Go for it.
Well, I'm Kerry Aitken. I'm the Auckland manager for Tourism Holdings. This is our flagship branch, so this is where most of our customers will come through. What we do here is we have a mantra which is to create unforgettable holidays for our customers. So our total focus is on the customer, meaning that all of our frontline staff are completely focused on the customer when they're here, and nothing is too much problem. So when someone arrives, most people will catch our shuttle from the airport, which I understand you'll be doing a little bit of today.
Yeah, we'll get some shots of that a little bit.
Lovely. When the customer arrives, we greet them at our reception area. We tell them what's going to happen. So essentially what happens is the customer's normally here for about 45 minutes.
That's good to know. A lot of people don't realize that it takes a little time to get involved.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a little bit to do. There's some practical stuff and then there's some fun stuff.
Yeah.
So broken down, what that means is there's some paperwork. You know, there's itineraries, there's talking about what people are going to do on their holiday, driving on the right side of the road, as in the left side of the road, you know, different things around weather conditions or where you can and can't drive your camper van or motorhome. And then there's the actual jumping inside the motorhome itself and being shown how everything works. And there's different ways that we break that up as well and do that. There's a DVD that people can watch. There's a full show through that people get. So we understand that sometimes it's a bit much to take in everything after a long flight. So you have a DVD in your camper van to actually, if you've got one in your camper van, to actually be able to watch, you know, the DVD at any time you like. A lot of people want to leave, find somewhere to sleep for the night, and then get started the next day.
Makes it a lot easier.
That's right. That's right. So there's all of that to go through, and some people who have done it before will be in and out of here quite quickly, and those that are first time camper vanners, you know, quite often they want to know a fair bit of information. So we try and give it all.
What's some of the major questions that they would have, Kerry?
Look, to be honest, a lot of people don't actually know what to ask. So it's more because a camper van is quite new to a lot of our customers. Right. So it's actually the biggest part we try and spend our time on is the actual van itself. So it's understanding how the gas works, it's understanding how you make your bed at night. It's the practical stuff. Those are the questions they have the most questions about. The other side of it from a New Zealand perspective is more kind of like, where am I in relation to where I'm planning to go? So a lot of people have planned their itinerary, but they're not quite sure from their pickup point how to actually get there. So, you know, we have the GPS units for hire. A lot of the times with Maui inclusive packages, it's included in your
That's really, really good, I think. I like that.
So the GPS is heavily relied on because you're new to this country, and if you're from a country that drives on the opposite side of the road, you need to be able to focus on that as well.
It's already confusing enough. So
That's right. So we tell people to take it easy. Yeah. You know, on their first day when they're picking up, take it easy, drive slowly, get used to the size of the vehicle. Some of our vehicles are quite large. Some are small and just like driving a car, but after a while you easily get the gist of it. So there's a lot of questions around New Zealand, and where is Rotorua, and where is, you know, Matamata, and they have little areas they've picked on and want to go to. What we try and do is give them places to go outside the normal tourist spots because they're in a self-drive vehicle where they can stop and sleep. As long as they're in a legal place to sleep, we actually can give them little tidbits about going off the beaten track and actually finding the gems. And
that's really important to everybody coming over. I know that for a fact, yeah.
I think that's what really, when we see people returning their camper van, we put notes in our booking. If we've given them ideas about where to go, we have notes in the booking so that when they return, we can say, how was Matamata? You know, how was something? We recommend certain spots as well, obviously, like Waitomo Caves is a brilliant experience down the line. But it's those gems that people remember, of kind of like those one-off experiences where they weren't with hundreds of other people. They were on a secluded beach.
And within the camper van itself, you have all the maps and all the locations of the holiday parks to stay at.
That's
also, right?
That's right. So in our branch, you have a huge array of free information, free maps, broken down into all sections of the country, North and South Island, so you can pick and choose what you'd like there. And with your camper van, you get a North Island and a South Island travel guide that, as you say, has all of the campgrounds, local attractions, local information.
And dump sites.
Dump sites.
That's a big question I always was asked by people, because in fact myself, when I first got on the road years ago, my main concern was, where can I dump this stuff?
That's right. That's right. And it's really important.
It's really fantastic here in New Zealand what's available,
Well, we have... there are different apps as well that people can download. So we have tourism radio apps. And with those, you can download those onto your smartphone, and it gives you information about the area that you're travelling in. So you can also do that in any area that the country is broken up into. So it means you've got all of that information on your phone as well. So there's a lot of information about campsites, dump stations, tourism information, where you visitor experiences, and it's proving hugely popular with the smartphone crowd.
You're keeping up with the technology, quite obviously.
We try to. It moves so fast, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep up.
That's brilliant.
And, for the traditional type of traveller who might not have a smartphone, like you say, we've got lots of free information in the branch for people, and we also have things for sale and hire that, different types of maps. If people want a different, more kind of like detailed map, it's almost like a souvenir, because they can draw over it. We were here, and this is what we did here, and we caught some snapper here or something, or had a traditional Maori hangi or something in Rotorua, and they write all over it, and they often take it home, and people will kind of like show their friends. So little things like that that we can offer our guests.
It's more than just renting a camper van, quite obviously. You guys have taken all the situations and worked them through, and I know the interior of your vans and the exterior, quite obviously, but it's just impeccable. I just have always been admired by the way you take care of your equipment.
Hugely important. The motorhome is obviously a very important component, and it is the first impressions that count. So when someone takes one of our vehicles out, we want to know that everything is working, everything is stored in there for them, that they know their camper van when they leave here as much as possible. So we really focus on that. But like you say, this is about their experience in New Zealand. It's often a once-in-a-lifetime holiday, so it's got to be right, and it's got to be great.
They expect it to be perfect, and you guys are doing a good job to make sure it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what about now, have you got directions or say, telling them where to stop or pick up food, for instance? That's one of the first aspects of getting out of here. Right?
Absolutely, and that's quite often the first stop for somebody,
right?
Is I need some food and drink. I need some wine and some cheese. So in the travel wallet that customers receive, inside that we have a supermarket discount voucher card.
Oh, fantastic!
So it's a pop-out card. It's just like you are a local. You present that when you've done your shopping down at the Countdown supermarket down the road. So we give people instructions. It's 5 minutes, and people would have passed it on the way from the airport to us. That gives you all the local discounts, and so we often have customers go there, spend $200 to stock up their fridge, and then off they go. So there's a number of steps that people, like you say, will want to do. Shopping is usually the first, and then it's either they've got to go somewhere so they know where they're going, or they want to know where's the nearest campground, or where is one that is a little bit out of Auckland because I'm going to come back through Auckland later on or something. Most people picking up here will travel north first. And go through that part of the country. So that's the part of the country we normally explain first, and that gives them an idea of travel distances and things like that. So there's a lot of information in that wallet that can help them with that as well around, besides the maps where they can bunk down for the night. The closest campgrounds, there's one actually just around the corner at the airport. If people don't want to drive very far at all, and we do recommend that if we see someone that's tired, or they're telling us, or they've got little kids and they just need to settle down, then it's a 5-minute drive.
Yeah, they can stop at Countdown and pick up their food and groceries and go there.
That's right. And then they've got
Pretty
all
easy.
the facilities they need.
Get acclimated to the new lifestyle, the new adventure.
That's right. Yeah. Learn their camper van, because a lot of people will explore the camper van on the first night, open up everything, and that's what we want them to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have just about everything necessary, don't you, in the camper van?
Everything on board. We have 7 different brands now. So right from a low-cost vehicle, which is your simple 2-person vehicle, which will still have your cooker and your fridge and everything, up to your fully fledged premium brands, the Maui vehicles, the Kia vehicles. They will have everything on board. 180 litre fridge, microwave, gas cooker. You've got your shower and toilet on board. You have leather upholstery in some vehicles. Lots and lots of storage. Big external lockers for big cases. However, we also allow customers offer the service to allow customers to leave their empty cases here while they've actually got everything taken out and put away in the cupboards, which means that they're not taking up valuable room.
Yes, excellent. Oh, that's good, because that is a big question I always have gotten from people. What can I do with this after I've taken it out of my...
Our storeroom gets very, very
I can
crowded
imagine.
sometimes.
Now, we're here this time of year. It's June. This is probably the slowest time of the year, and one of the reasons that I'm here at this time, really.
Right.
Now, when you go have some time, which normally you don't. So when does it start picking up again?
So we'll get busy again. There'll be a spike in our activity for the September school holidays, late September this year. And then we'll start getting into our high season around November onwards.
Right.
So late December and January, frantic. February is a very, very busy month, and March is a very busy month. And then depending on where Easter falls, the activity will go right through till just after the Easter holiday period. So we have a normally 3 to 4 month period of intense activity, and that's where we're the busiest, and that's where you'll see lots and lots of people picking up every day.
Since you have so many camper vans, I suppose that you could just about service everybody for one. But I'm sure during these busy times that you find that when should they get in touch with you for booking a camper van, for instance? I'm sitting in the United States and I'm thinking about going next year. How long should I wait to let you know I need a camper van?
So it's a good question. If you're wanting to travel during the summer period, then you need to be booking in the next month or so. So for this coming summer. However, a lot of vehicles are already sold out, especially in the bigger vehicles. So if there's 6 people or 4 people travelling in a line, you're wanting a large vehicle, you need to be looking at that at least 6 months ahead. The smaller vehicles and the lower cost vehicles will sell a little bit slower because those big vehicles are the really popular ones over summer. That's when people want the space. They want the space and to be able to relax and have all of the things like the awning and the outdoor tables, and really make use of that product. So it's definitely starting to move into our busy booking period in the next 3 weeks actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you'll see a lot of business coming in from the UK, from America, from Europe, English-speaking Europe, and Germany will start booking very shortly as well.
Now, insurance, that's always been a big question my visitors have asked about. You've got a variety of styles of insurance, right, from basic right on up
Correct.
to full coverage.
Correct.
So they can be covered by about everything?
Absolutely, and it's completely, there's a wide choice, as you say. So it's termed very differently in different countries. We call it liability because people tend to understand that a little better when they arrive. So what we say is you have an excess. So it's like your home contents insurance, where you might have an excess on a claim. So you can choose to pay a full bond on your vehicle, and in some brands that is banked, and in some brands it's just a credit card imprint. But it must be credit card. We need credit card details, just like a hotel. The vehicle, if it's returned without any new damage, that bond is fully refunded to the customer. So it's like a holding. It is quite a lot of money. It's a very expensive vehicle that they're driving. These vehicles can cost well over $100,000. So it is a lot of money. But the good thing is with the other options, you can reduce your excess and reduce your bond as well. So there's lots of different ways that you could cut it up, or depending on the length of your hire, depending on the size of your vehicle, or the brand of your vehicle. So with those things, we have 2 separate options as well to get your excess right down to zero, which means that it's total peace of mind and there's nothing to worry about. So it's a simple daily rate. A lot of our all-inclusive packages already have this component in there. So when you're looking for a camper van and you see an all-inclusive rate, make sure that whoever's selling it to you, or if you're on a website, make sure you understand exactly what that means, because it could be a great benefit to go that way.
Now, say they've decided on basic when they first rent, and then when they get here to pick up the van, they've decided to upgrade it. They can do that?
Absolutely fine. So the liability options don't have to be taken until you're right with us at the counter, because lots of people, like you say, they change their minds. So whatever booking process you go through, you can change it when you get to us with regards to your liability. Yes.
Now, when they book one from back home, wherever that may be, and they come through and talk to their agent or talk direct to you or whoever it is, what then is required at that point? Are they required a down payment, or?
So in most cases, depending on if it's a travel agent or you're booking direct with us, if you book direct with us, we require 20% deposit at the time to secure your vehicle. And really that's because we have so much demand that the vehicles are being booked and cancelled and changed all the time. So it really just locks in that vehicle for you. The balance of payment doesn't have to be made until 30 days prior to travel.
And you contact the customer relative to that?
That's right. So we will email or call or whatever means of communication is preferred, and we send out reminders as well. So we'll send out a reminder longer out than 30 days as well, just to say it's coming, and then because you don't want to contact someone and say your payment's due today, thank you. It's a little bit of a warning system as well, just to remind people that there's some funds that we do need. With a travel agent, that could depend on exactly what the travel agent's requirements are, based on their own needs.
Now, say heaven forbid something happens to the family or themselves and they can't make the thing out. When can they cancel out if they have to?
So we have different cancellation periods, which relate to either having no fees or some fees applicable. Now, I don't know these off the top of my head.
Well, they're all on the website, so they're easy to find there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, these are all on our website under cancellation policy, and you can have a read through that and understand what that means as well. And some of the time, obviously travel insurance does assist you if you have that.
Right. Well, I think you've pretty well covered everything. What do you think? Sounds great.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's been great.
So I think I'll go jump on your little van over to the hotel or to the international depot and see what's going on. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Thank you, Kerry. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Ron.
you're a
Nice
big
to meet
help.
you.